Sup everyone, this is Draco Evo back yet again with some latest Manchester United news, transfer news and speculation. And today we have three things to talk about, all from obviously the Daily Mirror. We have the latest on JADON Sancho and his direct quotes in regarding to a potential transfer, and we have news around Ruben Diaz and Florentino Luis, both Benfica players. But as always guys, before I get started, you know me, I always try to drag out a comment from the last sort of interactions I've had in my last video and read them out to you and discuss it for a little while. So if you want to get involved, do get commenting. I don't do as much live streams, but I am planning to do a lot more going forward. But in these types of videos, I prefer to do a pre-recorded video. So the comment comes from Red Devil Studio. It's in regards to Zlatan's potential return that I did a video on about a few days ago. Red Devil Studio says, I take Zlatan for 6 months in January, to be honest. Now obviously Zlatan came out and said, you know, if Manchester United need me, I'll be here. And I did a whole video around there. What do you guys expect? What do you guys think? And Red Devil Studio, as always guys, do go and check him out. See my video. He is fantastic. He does a lot of Manchester United content as well. He's growing really fast and he has a different perspective to myself. So if you want to get the best of both worlds in and around United news, do go and check out channels like these. And he's very interactive with his audience as well. If Zlatan ends up coming, I reckon I will take him for 6 months. I do agree with that. I'll take him for 6 months up until the summer, just so that there is some experience, winning mentality, knowledge of the game, and a bit of a bite, you can say. He will not, I don't think he'll perform as well as he would a few years back, but I reckon him being there, the presence of him being there, the likes of Rashford, Martial will step up the game. Pogba will be in line because he is a winner. He does not take crap, does he? To have him for 6 months going into the next summer transfer window where we can do some recruitment will be ideal for us and him. I mean, MLS, I'm not sure if he ends very soon. I think his contract expires in November, so he's available for free. So why not bringing him in for six months or so? It will only be a good thing. I mean, yes, we have to pay wages to him and to keep him there, but in saying that, we got rid of a lot of draws, so I'm sure there's some structure in the wage that is freed up, and I reckon that should be taken into account. Zlatan coming in, he'll bring a, as I said, swagger as well. He's gonna be a good all-round player to have off the field more so than on the field, in my opinion. On the field, I think he's past it in the Premier League. I don't think he can keep up with pace, although he can play and cover and be the stopgap between certain strikers. For example, we had Martial injured. Who knows if Rashford will get injured over the international break? Then we just have Mason Greenwood as our only sort of frontline established or familiar striker. But for Zlatan to come in and be a bit of a stopgap, bit of a motivation for 6-7 months, and be that influence and the leader figure that we need, will be fantastic. But anyway guys, thank you so much Red Devil Studio for that comment, and do go and check his channel out. First up, we have some news around JADON Sancho. So JADON Sancho, we all know, everybody wants him. United were apparently really interested in him, and apparently in some reports are coming out that the only reason he rejected United is because we didn't have Champions League football. But he has come out and kind of opened the door, especially considering the fact that he did sign a contract not so long ago. And he did say he wouldn't mind, he admitted that he's open for a switch and wouldn't mind a return to England. He's one of the hottest talents, and at the bottom of your screen you'll see my social media links. Do give it a follow, and also the stats of players coming up. So do go and check him out. You know, a bit of a reading time for you guys rather than watching me just speak some more. He had this to say directly from him. I don't really take any notice of all the media, Sancho said. I just stay focused on my game. Obviously, being in Germany has taken off the pressure off the media, and I think that's really helping me a lot and keeping me focused. He went on to say, in terms of whether he'll return to England, he went on to say, I can't tell you the future, but I wouldn't mind. La Liga, I wouldn't mind also, but we don't know yet. So there you go. yes, it's not totally, I want to come back to England only and only England, nowhere else. He did put in La Liga as a sort of into the hat, into the mix, isn't it? But I reckon he just said about La Liga because, if he says about England, it's going to be too big, there's going to be too much speculation. So, put two things in the hat and see what the media come up with. And he has a talent to go into almost any team in the world and become a potential first starter, isn't it? He's that much of a talent. But him saying things like that, gives me a bit of hope for next season. If United do well this season, I just hope we do. Then yes, we need a right winger. Yes, Daniel James has been performing fantastic, but we are very light up front. Him coming in an elite level winger, it will also give Daniel James someone to look up to, isn't it? I mean, they're both almost similar ages, but Daniel James came from the Championship. In Sancho's case, he's already established, isn't it? He's already can improve, and both players can improve. Daniel James scored 3 goals in 4 games. He's been a sort of only shining star so far at the start of this particular season, and he's costed £15 million. And I did say in my match previews to go and check him out that Daniel James played his best games in his previous club from the left wing. Yes, he's a right winger, but from the left wing, cutting in and running at pace, and we've seen that in the Southampton match, right? So Sancho coming in will be fantastic. Hand on heart, my heart says we will get him. My brain says, you know what, we might not, because we might not even make it top 4. Let's face it, it's in such a rebuilding era. But let me know your thoughts on his latest comments, guys. Get touching on the comments. Before we get on to the next 2 big news, do hit the like button, guys. If you want to stay up to date with match previews, reviews, stats, analysis, transfer news, speculations, what the paper reads, press conferences, etc., etc., do consider subscribing to my channel. Yes, there's some gaming content. I do plan to bring more gaming content, but with the United content, I'm enjoying a lot more. But hopefully there'll be some FIFA content coming up soon. I'm waiting for the FIFA 20 release so I can bring some live streams and reviews of players there. But let's move on to the next bit of news. So apparently, according to Daily Mirror, United scouts have flown up to last Sunday's game. They watched Benfica. Specifically, they watched apparently 2 players. Ruben, was it Ruben Diaz? Let me see. Yes, Ruben Diaz, who's a central defender. His stats are coming up at the bottom of the screen, guys, so do check it out. He's 22. He's already 11 caps for Portugal. He is a great ball-playing defender. He's tall. He is imposing. And I haven't seen much of him. I've read a lot about him, and he seems like a player that, yes, he can come in and improve. Not sure if it's going to be for that January, or I reckon it's going to be for next summer. Because we still have too many central defenders. We got Tuanzebe, Bailly, Lindelof, Maguire, Phil Jones is still at the club, Rojo still there, and obviously Smalling left on a loan. But the 6 there, right there and there, I reckon out of the 6 next summer, that can be trimmed down to 4 potentially, because I reckon going into next summer we will sell Rojo and Phil Jones, and that leaves us with Maguire, Lindelof, Tuanzebe and Bailly, right? And I'm not even sure about Bailly anymore. I think he's one of the players that days are numbered for him at United. Ruben Diaz, why not? Bring him in. Great talent. You never know with him. You never know with this type of players. In terms of his stats, he's obviously the Portuguese league. They just started now. He's played on all 4 of their games. He's from Portugal, obviously. He's 22 years old, and one of his biggest strength is the passing ability, and he plays purely a centre-back position. But I haven't seen him play, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen him play. What do you feel about him? Do you think we need a centre-back, especially considering the fact that Lindelof has been a bit off? He's a bit worrying last few games. He might not be, the shirt might be too heavy for him. I mean, he does fantastic in Sweden, but I think the shirt might be too heavy for him at United, and mistakes and concentrations are starting to creep in. But you never know, he can improve a lot. Another player they have been apparently watching is a combative defensive midfielder, which in the name of Florentino Luis. So let me switch over to him. He is a defensive midfielder. He's 20 years old. Again, he's from Benfica and he's Portuguese. He's played in all 4 games. I have not even seen him play at all, if I'm being honest. But if Benfica rate him highly, Portugal rate him highly, and he's one for the future. If he's one for the future, then I say snap him up right now, because we need a midfielder, definitely a midfielder, a creative and a defensive midfielder. Next season, Matic's contract expires, so there is another gap in the midfield. I reckon someone like him who's young, who can come in and give that extra bit of you can say protection, because our back four, to be honest with you, is good. You know, it's better than last season and previous seasons actually. However, they have no protection. McTominay is not a sole ball-winning midfielder, isn't he? He's not a Kante or whatever, Casemiro type. He is more of a Herrera type. He's a hustler. He hasn't got the great tackling abilities, but I reckon someone like a Herrera type of role he can fill. And he's willing to put his head on the line, isn't it? He's playing for the shirt. You can clearly tell the kid wants to play. Someone like Luis, who's going to come in, he's a combative midfielder, he's defensive midfielder who does all the dirty work. And you know what? Just put him and McTominay up front, and if Pogba ends up staying, leave him, tell him to go up front. I mean, he's at number 10 position for Pogba is perfect. Don't see him as a defensive midfielder. But anyways, guys, that's all the latest news around the transfer news and speculation. Let me know your thoughts on the comments below. I have not seen either of Ruben Diaz or Luis play at all. I've only heard of good things about them. So do let me know. Do educate me. Do enlighten me a little bit as to how they are if you've seen them play. And at this stage, I will take him. I will take them both, because we're so light, especially in the midfield area, and especially after 4 games, you can see that we needed a striker, and we definitely needed a midfielder, especially an attacking midfielder, because Matic is still at the club, isn't it? He's a defensive midfielder, and he's come on last game, which didn't make sense, but his contract expires, I believe, next season, and I don't think he's gonna be given an extension. But anyways, guys, that's all there is to it, and as always, guys, smash the like button, and I'll catch you guys in the next upload, and stay farafari.